Hi all. I'm Michelle with Loyalsnap, and we are joined with JL. We're gonna let you get rolling in here really quick, and then we will get to going. I hope that I don't know if I can actually see. I'm going to allow everyone's video to share. So if you are wearing a costume, we get to make sure that we vote for the best one.
And not the hosts.
Yeah, no, we're exempt if anyone wore a costume. And if you want to frantically go get a costume really quick, there's still time. We should have spooky, scary music going on.
Yeah.
That was a miss. We need
Yeah.
the Halloween Spotify playlist. We need it.
Mhm. I can just sing for you. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, marketing doesn't have to be scary. It is here, but we don't want to scare everyone. All right, I'm gonna just have everyone is available to talk, and I know we have lots of people's meeting note takers in here. We actually have to figure out who's real and who's not. Uh, I mean, I don't think you need to know what I am, but I am an 80s tiger because I have really amazing shoulder pads on this. And um, Juliana, I like yours, but I do think that Justin is the winner here.
Yes,
Yeah.
good. So I
I
found him right away.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna launch. We're gonna start while we're about 50 participants strong, and we're gonna actually launch this poll. And to kick it off, what scares you most about lead gen marketing? It's free form text, so you all can throw in that what scares you, and we will talk to it during our time together here.
I'm excited to see the answers.
If you didn't see the poll, you can actually use this QR code right here to scan it in. All right. Well, we'll let the answers come in and we'll get to started. So, like I said, I am joined by Justin and Juliana with JL Marketing. And I am Michelle with Loyalsnap. I'm a lead account executive here. And so, JL Marketing has been one of our partners for about 5 years. And in our partner ecosystem, we really pride ourselves by connecting with the most trusted marketing partners, and other vendors in the industry that help you run your businesses and studios in a simpler and more seamless way. JL has quite a nice portfolio of clients spanning across almost 800 fitness studios with 50 different brands. And we actually partner a lot with our brands that we support. We too have a lot of boutique brands that we work with, as well as individual studios. So I'll let Justin and Juliana take it from here, but we're glad you are here to join in and learn how not to be so scared about your marketing efforts.
Hi, everybody. I look ridiculous, I know, but we'll survive this together.
I love it. Thank you so much for being a good participant.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody joining today, and some of you may work with us, some of you don't, some of you run ads yourself, or maybe you use a marketing partner. So our goal today is just kind of walk you through what we do and what we like to look out for, especially as we head into a pretty competitive era of the holidays and Black Friday and whatnot. So a little bit about us is our company started 10 years ago, and we've built our business on relationships and results, and excited to chat with you about all things marketing and how it pairs nicely, of course, with Loyalsnap for lead nurturing and relationship building. And I am the founder of the company. We also have Jules or Juliana joining us today, who has been lucrative impact on creative and relationships with our brands.
Cool. Next slide.
I actually want to actually show what people said scares them the most. We ready here? So,
Mhm.
oh, actually, let's see. Do we have any? No one actually responded. It said 13 participated, but I actually can't see your answers. Oh no. If anyone wants to take themselves off mute and say what they're scared of, I'd be happy to, we'd be happy to kind of have a live therapy session with you. Um, and we can talk through it. So again, you can raise your hands or you can just take yourself off mute or put it in the chat what you're scared about and what you're hoping to learn here. All right, here we go.
Awesome.
Um,
Well,
I
what?
wrote in the
Oh,
thing that you didn't
Oh.
see that I didn't know where to start or what was worth my energy.
Ooh, and we're like energy vampires, right? So, thanks, Gwendolyn. Good to see you for the Yoga Six brand, right? And South Yoga
Good
Six
to see
Southport.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you too. Yeah, I mean, I think that this will be helpful about knowing where to start. And Justin, Jules, do you have any quick tips for Gwendolyn?
yeah. Well, so where to start? That can be discouraging if you haven't seen success or haven't run paid advertising. The saying, build it and they will come. Well, that's true for the most part. Any type of service business or brick and mortar, you build a good product, offer a good service, there's going to be a natural influx of business and, of course, referrals. But to move the needle to that next level of business optimization, you need to have some sort of advertising. And we're not biased in just what we do. We think that any marketing partner that manages paid advertising, which is our niche, is a cornerstone to the bigger picture. So if you can assess your business holistically, and obviously remove any bias on how you feel you're performing as an owner or franchisee, for example, and you feel solid about your processes, the experience and whatnot, then you can turn on the faucet for new inbound leads. Now, starting is as simple as running a paid ad from a boosted post all the way down to more intricate campaigns that are more lead gen drivers that are to schedule bookings or offer some sort of financial discount to incentivize the people. The first place to start is just like anything else, just start. If you are competent to run it yourself, try it out. If not, you work with a partner. And when you work with a partner, we're going to use our best practices to educate you and explain what it is that any marketing partner should handle and operate and what you can expect out of it. So it's as simple as trying, spending your first buck online or choosing a partner, and that's the best place to start.
I'll just add on that. I think ultimately you want to sit down and analyze what your goals are, figuring out what those goals are, making sure they're realistic, of course. And if you're not really sure, definitely partner up with a marketing agency, talk to your franchise, level partnerships or anything like that to kind of better understand. But I think ultimately it's kind of starting with just like fitness, right? You want to have a goal in mind and then kind of work backwards from that. So that's my little 2 cents on that as well.
Pam, you also had a question. If you want to take yourself off mute, I would love to hear about what you were scared about.
So I put in not getting quality leads.
Hmm.
Hmm.
How apropos, right?
Yeah.
Chasing that, I understand how that could be a concern. So when it comes to quality, obviously you have to put your mind in the mindset of a consumer, potential customer, right? If you've done lead gen before and you feel like there's a lack of quality, you have to assess the funnel and of course what campaign you're running. Is it the offer? Is it the way you're capturing the leads? Is it the way you're processing and following up with the leads? There's many ways you or agencies can filter a higher intent, whether that be through detailed targeting, putting them through the website instead of a meta lead form. If you're doing it through meta lead form, filtering questions that are mandatory that a prospect must, answer prior to submitting their contact information. We usually like to not put ourselves in a finger pointing game. What we like to do is just dissect the whole process. How are leads being followed up with? How quickly are they being followed up with? What does the message say when you follow up with them? Are you incorporating all touch points from text,
But
phone?
from loyal.
Oh, what? Oh, sorry, I heard something in the background. And different touch points like email and what you're saying in those emails. Most people nowadays are on 5 to 10 competitors, drip campaigns from previous engagement, whether they did a trial 5 years ago or they saw an ad that they interacted with. And we have to dissect the difference between a bad lead and a non-engaged lead. A bad lead is somebody who doesn't live in the area or they are not able to afford it. I understand that could be a concern, but somebody who doesn't respond might not necessarily be a bad lead. You just haven't found a way to engage them properly and actually build rapport and treat them like an actual human versus a dollar sign. So there's many ways that we like to combat those concerns. It just depends on what those concerns are and what constitutes as a bad lead versus a non-responsive lead, for example.
Cool. Justin, you want to kind of dive into the details of some good things
Yeah.
that you recommend for ad campaigns during this time of year?
Let's do it. So to piggyback off that question even too, is Meta shouldn't be your end all be all. Google shouldn't be your end all be all. You have to look at things holistically and what else are you doing to encourage members to want to refer and bring a buddy. So when it comes to paid, obviously our goal is to find the most compelling way to push your brand, your product, your promotion out in the ethos of your community in a very sophisticated way that's supposed to tell a story. And especially as we approach the holidays and the New Year and Black Friday and Cyber Monday, ads are more competitive. And that's a good thing. People are intimidated by that, but at the end of the day, that's when consumers are pulling out their cards. So you probably should be present. So when you work with a company like us, our goal is to figure out your marketing strategy and in preparation to the holiday season and Black Friday. So we want to prep your campaign to put out the right messaging, the right call to action, the right hooks, the right creative, and we should work very closely around insights, performance, and coming up with your marketing calendar. So our goal is to look at previous years' history, if you've been open for multiple years, and figure out what you did in the previous seasons and tell us what worked, what didn't work, and what you'd like to do to differentiate yourself this year than you did last. And let's make this your best year. So continuously giving us creative. Our company does edit content on your behalf if it's supplied to us from you in your folders. We will provide feedback on the look and feel, and that's our goal on working with you on setting up a campaign for the holidays. Next
Something
slide.
that people are often scared of is the algorithm. So I love what you have here to share with them.
Yeah. So the algorithm, every agency that you may have worked with will always bring up, it's the algorithm. We're testing, we're learning. Well, a strong agency just doesn't run ads. We manage the health of your campaign. We manage the algorithm. We make sure that your frequency rates, click-through rates, lead form submission rates, all of that information is provided to you in your portal. So we review metrics together. We build campaigns that are specifically built around previous efforts and strengths and not just guessing, but we like to split test. We like to track our results through your platform or your CRM and making sure that you're utilizing Loyalsnap as an example to send text messages and follow up with prospects and ensure that your booking percentages, show rates, and just response rates are high, and refreshing your creative proactively instead of reactively to ensure that the campaign's momentum continues. What we've seen is that sometimes campaigns that have been not performing well, there's a lack of creative and innovation on the low barrier offer. So staying ahead of trends and introducing new creative copy monthly, for example, is the best way to stay ahead of any diminishing returns and inconsistencies. Right. And how you work with your marketing partner. Well, it's important that, there's trust and goals set early on. No marketing partner should ever promise any type of CPL numbers, conversion data. We can give you averages, of course, but we want to hear your goals. So set clear goals, understand what is feasible, and obviously don't put the unrealistic expectation that a marketing vendor is going to fix all your problems. So know your numbers, know your metrics. What are your booking percentages? What are your show rates? What are your conversions? What is the opportunity that you require in terms of lead flow to fulfill all those other buckets? So picking a right number and not just throwing a random, goal, and making sure it does line up with what you've seen historically. Provide feedback to your vendor, whether it's the proposed ads that we're creating, the copy, and the creative. Go through a review process before we start spending money on your campaign. Since we create all of our ads in-house, we're going to be working with you closely on approval processes. So we want to make sure that you do give us feedback on the front end. And then, of course, on the back end, tell us how the quality is. If there's a quality concern, we have certain levers that we can pull to help combat that, increase the intent, and add layers of friction to qualify that prospect through that journey. And then what we're going to talk about on the next slide is how you can share engaging content. What is motivational? What does the content tell? What story are you trying to explain? And of course, find relatability. Everyone has a different kind of perspective of what group fitness is, and everyone might be in a different place in their career, their finances, or intimidation from trying workouts before. You have to make them feel comfortable. So creating diversified content to capture what that in-person experience is like, and that is the meat and bones of a successful campaign. So Jules is going to walk you through captivating content.
All right. So obviously one of the most important elements in your campaign, especially from the front end, is that creative. Fun fact, 56% of a campaign's outcome is attributed to that creative quality. So as an agency partner, we want to help equip you with the tools to create engaging content that we can test in your digital campaigns. When thinking about filming anything, you want to always remember that you really need to get someone engaged within the first 3 seconds. Video styles like UGC or user-generated content, it typically lowers the audience's ad radar. So people don't feel like they're getting pushed an ad, and that can help lead to higher engagement. You also want to try to test out various testimonials. Those really help create relatability and authenticity through members who can speak to the love for your brand. Think about showing off the class experience in various B-roll clips that in total are less than 15 seconds to keep the viewer engaged. If you work with a corporate team or you have a franchisor partner, they typically will supply us with national content that can be used in your campaigns. But we don't suggest just relying solely on that content. We really want you to show off your specific facility, your members, your studio, the vibes. Ultimately, that is going to lead to a much stronger digital campaign than just corporate assets alone. And remember that 85% of Facebook users watch ads on mute. So this means that visuals should really tell them what they need to know without the audio, or have caption overlays to layer in additional information. Next slide.
That's so true. I never actually have the sound on for any of that. So very good advice here.
Just wanted to showcase some various ad styles, and you can see kind of at the bottom of some of those ads, you're going to kind of get a representation if you aren't already familiar with what those various placements are. Typically your marketing partner, if you're running your own ads, if you're running on both Facebook and Instagram, you're running close to 40 different placements across Facebook and Instagram. So I wanted to move into showing you how these creative styles translate into your paid ads. You can see on the screen that some of these examples will show up based off of the Facebook feed, your Facebook stories, Instagram feed, and Instagram stories. Those are definitely where a majority of the viewers are seeing your ads. Some important things you want to look out for in your ads are things like, is there a clear call to action, whether it also be in your copy, but also on the creative overlay. So as you can see in some of these examples, you're going to have that get offer button at the bottom, or that button is showing up over the creative. Having those as additional layers helps build that curiosity, and it also is going to prompt them to take the next steps into clicking to redeem that offer. If you are editing your own creatives, make sure that those first 2 to 3 seconds of your video draw them in, either with an interesting and engaging visual, a strong hook using a text overlay, or if you are having somebody talk directly to the camera, make sure to add those captions since most people's audio is off. Your creative should really speak to someone in every stage of the funnel. So you want to really educate, you want to entertain, you want to also relate, and then obviously the goal is to convert. If editing content seems overwhelming for you, one of the things that at our agency, we do offer content editing services. So you can take your raw B-roll clips, upload them into your shared folder with us, and then we can turn those clips into an engaging visual ad.
Awesome. Jules, Pam also asked, are you seeing a shift in meta ads? So we were talking about kind of like the algorithm and trends that we're seeing on kind of how to play the system. What would you suggest to Pam and the group here?
I guess I'm not entirely sure what she's meaning by the shift. But I think more than ever, what we are really seeing, as I pointed out, is really that creative. The creative is definitely playing more weight in that overall success of the ad. People more than ever now, especially with the ongoing conversation of AI, people really want that authenticity. People do not want to see AI creatives, you want to be able to scroll your feed or scroll stories and it feels so organic that you feel like you just are coming over your friend's post, right? Like nobody wants to feel like it's an ad. They want to see that genuine relatability. And that's why UGC and testimonials are the most, impactful with your ads.
And Laura had something to say about she was actually, in terms of when she was filling out what she was scared about, she was like, keeping up with the shifts and the trends and creating content that is captivating. So Juliana, you were just saying like, well, like literally making it seem like this is like something that their friend would post. So it's speaking to them, this really like this high level of personalization to your client base.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Awesome.
Awesome. So, if they by chance want a little bit more information on how to get to going into work with an agency such as JL, we're gonna share some initial steps here.
Awesome. Well, if you're already a client with JL Marketing, we thank you, and we feel strongly that if you're not seeing success in what you're doing now, we'd love to have the opportunity to meet you. Great marketing is only as great as your sales process, and we want to make sure we do a pretty thorough audit when we engage with any new customer to make sure you have systems in place, and that's where Loyalsnap comes in. automate and personalize your lead nurturing. So if you wish to move forward, we have a sequence of events that would take place prior to turning on a campaign. So we make it not scary and intimidating. We would take an initial onboarding call just to walk you through what we do and how we operate. And then we'll get access to Facebook and Instagram if that's where we're starting. We also run Google Ads. We'll create the ads based on that conversation to include your call to action, low barrier offer, brand voice, and incorporate any local content that you're willing to provide. If you're with a franchise, we have access to many of the different brand assets, but we like to incorporate local as well. And of course, we will enhance those creatives if you supply it to us. You'll be able to review all the proposed ads before going live, make payment, we take it live, and then we'll schedule our first touch-based call. You'll get access to our portal hub to review metrics. We'll educate you on what those metrics mean, ensure that the integration is all set up, and we are a flexible month-to-month service. So if for whatever reason it's not performing as you expected, there's no long-term commitments. And we're proud that we've worked with clients for over 8-9 years in some cases, because what we're doing works for them and it's very flexible depending on their marketing budget and upcoming seasonal trends. And we're here to guide you and ensure that your budget is being managed properly. And we'd love to have the opportunity to take an intro with you.
Awesome. You touched on something before about inquiring about their sales process. I joke around with people that if they do not have a sales process in place, they might as well literally have a money gun and just throw that money outside their studio, because throw investing in ads without that follow-up process in place is as effective as that money gun, because at the end of the day, you really do need to have that system on lock before you launch that campaign. Before we get into the Loyalsnap side, I'm just going to check this message. Oh, Laura, no problem. We'll see you later. Everyone gets this recording post call. There's going to be some treats, not tricks in it too. So we will make sure that you have all of this to follow up on later. So as we go into this process with Loyalsnap, a lot of you are Loyalsnap clients, but if you're listening on demand and you're not, you get to learn a little bit more. But even if you are a client, I'm going to give you some good stuff here. So as we know, timing is everything. So the lead comes in. First 15 minutes, you gotta engage. So that's why, having a system that has automations and or that personalized outreach organized in such a dashboard per se will be very helpful, because you are essentially getting them to engage, you're getting them to click, but then you need to take it from there once the lead has been generated. And everyone says, I'm not a salesperson. I don't like this part. Well, I get it. If you don't like sales, just like think about how people are coming into your studio and they're perhaps afraid of fitness, or they've never done Pilates before. They don't know what a stretch routine is like. You have to set their mind at ease as they come in. So you also need to do that in that sales conversation. They are coming to you because they want you to solve a problem that they have, whether it's fitness related or they want to join a community. So all of your messaging really needs to speak to that. So having a conversation, learning about them, making it client centric and not about you. That is, I don't know if you've heard some of our content lately, but it really isn't about you, even though your content is about you to get them to engage. Once they do engage, it is about them. And so you need to really take that personalized approach to learn about them, ask questions, just like how you go. Perhaps we go to the doctor, maybe not regularly, but you go to the doctor and they ask you questions and you believe them to be the expert. Your clients are also believing you to be the expert. You are. It's not just a belief. You are the instructor, the owner. The reason why they're coming into your studio is they believe that you're going to be able to help them. So kind of approach that sale And you don't have to do it at the beginning. You're essentially learning about them to get them there. And then you can sell to them once they're there. But if you're literally just shooting off a message, did you hear about our offer or memberships? It's like, wait, I want to actually learn about you and actually want to feel what it's like to be a part of the community. So you can kind of slow your roll and make sure that you have different touch points along the way to engage with that client. And be careful. You do not have to literally lead them to your pricing page right away. They will ask about it, but you don't have to. You could just say there's lots of options, and I'd love to learn more about what you're seeking so I can actually give you a customized recommendation for what we have available at the studios. And as many of you work with brands, brands have set up a guideline of how you need to reach out to and when. But the beautiful thing about Loyalsnap is that you can customize it also to really kind of fit your studio's needs, the demographic, and it's adjustable, it's agile. It's not just a one size fits all. I was on a training earlier today and there was stretch labs that have a certain cadence and then there was an FS8 that had a certain cadence. It's all there because those are the things that we've learned along the way that have worked for that brand. And I'm actually, before we get to this slide, I'm going to go actually show what a lead engagement flow could look like in Loyalsnap. So if you, I'm going to provide some examples here, and then the follow-up message, the follow-up email will have some scripts that you can actually take and copy and paste and use them at your own studio, whether you're a Loyalsnap client or not. But exactly this time where this title says, don't ghost them. Do not bring these leads in by these awesome ad campaigns and then literally forget about them. So if you have the dashboard set up, I'm just going to pop on over here to the dashboard of a highly customized one location boxing studio. So as we talked about, leads coming in, this is your dashboard. This is what your team is actioning throughout the day. And this is what you can prioritize for your in-studio team. Or if you actually work with an outside sales consultant, they could also be working these buckets as well. But you've got to, these leads. That is your first priority of the day. And so they've clicked on an ad and they're ready to learn more. If you click on one of the clients, it's actually going to give you some recommendations of the script is available for you. And those are what I'm going to follow up with, some additional scripts that you can utilize. And this is like, when is the best time? You want to get them to talk. You want to get them to engage to see if we can help you. So even if you think about this automatic outreach, Rihanna created a profile. There was an automation in Loyalsnap that went out, and this is the highest um, uh, responded message to in Loyalsnap, period. It is, have you ever taken a insert format class before? Because you're trying to engage with them. So have you ever taken a Pilates class before? Have you ever done assisted stretch before? Have you ever done a yoga combination class before? So you would just literally insert your modality and you're starting that conversation. And then now it's up to your team to essentially say, hey, Rihanna, we actually are gonna, schedule some time to talk to you. So you're queuing up, you are automating it, and then you're queuing up your team for success by having some additional scripts available. Texting isn't the only medium, but it is the medium of choice. But you could also send an email, or you can also have a call script because you will on your dashboard. It's really call first, text support. And what I mean is text as a supporting follow-up after you call. So this is, again, what you would tell your team. You could also have extra call scripts here, but if you're making the call, then you can send the supportive text. But this is, again, I swear to you, I did not. I don't know Rihanna. This is a live client. So, wow, I couldn't have planned this better. But this person engaged, with the automation sent 6 minutes ago, and here they are. So then this would obviously, because she told you about the daughter, you would actually want to include that in. And, while this is scripted, we also have this ability. So this AI suggestions is a fairly new feature of Loyalsnap. So it gives you, based off of the conversation that you are having in that text message format, it says, here you are. Here's, you can actually pick one of those and then it will populate and then you can send it. So this is really nice. I'm very, very pleasantly surprised that this actually was a demo in practice in a great positive way. Um, so I had another chat come in, a couple more. Oh, what's coming through? The AI note takers are like, oh, the meeting has gone over and they do not have any more content available. But don't you worry, your meeting note taker will not fail you because I am following up with the notes and maybe I'll even share the transcript if you would like. And you can have that available. So not to fear. And this AI suggestion is just a great example that is available within the client profiles. And it is also available on the Loyalsnap inbox. So if people are messaging, like this is, there's a lot of messages that are unread right here. This team is probably busy teaching classes. And then when they come back, they're like, oh, I need to start interacting with my clients that have questions. But this is the beauty of setting up an automated flow that's going to respond to your leads. They're going to start responding to you. You're going to start engaging and don't again, it's like an endurance game, right? We talked about with Jules and Justin about how the kind of the marketing plan is like a fitness plan. It's only as good as you continuously execute and stay consistent. It's a long game for your leads too. Just because they did not respond at day one doesn't mean that they're not interested. This goes all the way to day 60. Data shows that they need 8 touch points before they come in the door. So make sure that your system has those touch points across the way. And again, it doesn't have to be Loyalsnap. I just want you to make sure that you're not giving up on those leads that you've invested heavily in. Another benefit of Loyalsnap, though, is that if you do have this section of leads that maybe had come in a long time ago, you also can re-engage those leads because you've already paid for them, and now you want to have them come back in based off of a new offer that may be available at your studio. Justin, actually, and Jules, what happens? What do you suggest when your clients are kind of connecting? Your clients are, and their clients are clicking on the ads, even though they're already members or they had come in before. Is there something that you would suggest while they may not be a lead, they're re-engaging? So, are you treating them kind of the same way in terms of the ad content?
So you're saying an existing member sees an ad
Yeah.
and they are already a paying member and they clicked on it and followed through
They
as
can,
a lead?
yeah. So in Loyalsnap, they don't show up as a lead, but in your system, is there
Yeah.
ways to kind of identify those people that are actually clicking on the contact because maybe they were an old member or they are interested in the message? Do you have any recommendations there?
Yeah, well, the way we look at member exclusions or even targeting your members, it depends on how you look at it. So when you target, a radii and zip codes, for example, you have a finite amount of people. There's two things that we do as an agency. We can exclude showing ads to members, and some clients do ask us to do that because it saves a little bit of money. But in the reality of it is, if you look at how effective paid social is, it's fairly inexpensive to show, ads to 400 to 500 members, for example. Sometimes, in our opinion, it's worth showing ads to members because it builds social proof and it builds that kind of camaraderie, like seeing the actual place that they go to consistently ads, and it gives them the opportunity to share that ad to others that might want to participate in that offer or even tag a friend in the comments of that ad. But if they are a member and they resubmit their information, that would be kind of interesting. I don't know if I would ever do that, but
Yeah.
I do
I don't
think it's
know. We do
interesting.
actually, they're like, oh, do I qualify for that offer? No.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Friend,
Yeah.
but your friend would. So maybe
Yeah.
it's just the way that you spit it, but like you said, they're kind of engaging, like at the end of the day, any engagement is a
Mhm.
good engagement. So you have the ability to start that conversation with that client
Yeah.
once they do engage. And we had talked about kind of this like old lead section. This is again kind of that re-engagement of people that have come into your pipeline, but maybe they didn't convert for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Definitely stay connected with everyone throughout the system. I want to actually throw up another poll, if I may, about we're going to go back and we're going to do. I want to hear from the people that are still here about how long do you wait? And be honest, there's no shaming or boo hissing here. Okay, good. People's are answering right away, but maybe there's real life that's getting in the way. So I want to see what people are saying, and then we'll make sure that we kind of recap on the findings here. As long as no one picks the last one. I know I said that there was no wrong answers, but there is. Just kidding. Here we are. I'm going to go to our last side. And so as we get the poll data in, the survey says that I am happy to see that it is people are 7 out of 12 that have participated said they go right away. And that could either be with an automation or via your dashboard or via just manual texting. Good for you. About an hour, 5 out of 12, all good. You do 15-minute rule though, gang. If you remembered what I said earlier, 15 minutes is when they're making a decision about buying and visiting. So if you are not able to get with them manually in that time, definitely consider some sort of automation. If you are new to Loyalsnap, again, a lot of you are clients already, and thank you so much. And I'd actually love to hear during our Q&A session about some of the things that you do for lead follow-up. But you have the ability to schedule a demo and we onboard you. You will kind of receive a best in class automated flow and dashboard. If you're with a brand, you're going to get those brand specific add-ons as well. And then we do hands-on training. I just came from a training earlier today. I did not wear my costume. I did not want to scare them, but we will do live trainings Monday through Thursday with your team, and we want to make sure that you are set up for success, just like JL is leading you through the process all the way through. We are as well, and we want to make sure that honestly, your first 30 days of Loyalsnap should move the needle so much that you are using it as a net revenue generating tool versus just an expense on your balance sheet. We really pride ourselves in adding to your client acquisition as well as retaining that client base to make sure that you're creating those long-term members that are staying with your studio. All right, the ending of the poll, we got definitely the right away is the winner, thankfully. But in about an hour, just as you are doing a fitness plan and you're doing those benchmark workouts and you know what you're about to work towards in the next session, this is if you're getting into them in an hour, now you know that you need to kind of reduce that time and get to them within the 15-minute mark. All right, friends. So we are coming to the rounding out of our time together. If you want that demo with Loyalsnap or learn more about JL, there are the QR codes here. And then there's also, again, this time is available for you. We'd love, like I said earlier, we can be that therapy session when we are talking about things that scare us, marketing only though. And then if you have any other questions about lead follow-up, happy to spend some time here. I think everyone is able to pull themselves off of mute or put things in the chat. Let's see. Wendy, so good to see you. I'm sad that I did not see anyone's video with costumes. So we may have to do a post follow-up costume contest. Does anyone have any other questions? Well, I
Thank
appreciate
you, everybody.
everyone's time today. Yes. Jules, Justin, such good content as always. Thanks for being such a good partner. And I really appreciate Allie. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for attending. Krista, have a great day. And Wendy has a suggestion. So definitely, Wendy, if you want to take yourself off mute, let's do it.
Yeah, so this is not